A Rivers State High Court sitting in Oyigbo has ordered a temporary suspension of all actions relating to the impeachment move against Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his deputy, Professor Ngozi Odu, pending determination of suits filed before it. Justice F.A. Fiberesima restrained the Chief Judge of the State, Justice Siminalayi, the Martins Amaewhule-led House of Assembly, and its clerk from receiving or acting on any impeachment-related documents or constituting a panel for 7 days, and adjourned the matter to 23rd of January 2026 for hearing of motions. As part of the court order, the Rivers State House of Assembly has insisted on proceeding with the impeachment process and formally wrote to the Chief Judge requesting the constitution of a 7-member panel to investigate allegations of gross misconduct against the governor and his deputy. Citing compliance with Section 188 of the Constitution, recall that lawmakers accused Fubara and Odu of misappropriation of public funds and obstruction of legislative duties, and confirm that notices of allegations had been transmitted.
Well, let's tell you that in a political twist, 4 lawmakers who had earlier withdrawn support for the impeachment and call for dialogue have reportedly reversed their positions and also rejoined the push to remove the governor and his deputy, aligning with the majority of the assembly. But let's not waste any further time. We do have joining us now the chairman of the concerned Rivers State Elders Forum, Chief Precious Elekima, and also we have a former member of House of Representatives, Rivers State, Mr. Ogbonna Nwuke, who joins us here on Breakfast Central. It's drama and drama all the way back and forth. And just recently, the Rivers State governor did say he wasn't served an impeachment letter, rather he was served a love letter. So it pretty much seems like he's not taking it any serious. He just feels it's just another, move to try and dissuade him from carrying out his, democratic duties. But let me start off first by saying, what is really going on? Are we going to have a state that is being governed and a state that can now move further with dividends of democracy? I'm going to start with you, sir. Please go ahead. Chief Elekima, please go ahead.
Yeah, first, good morning, and my friend Ogbonna Nwuke. I think that what is going on, first of all, it's able to tell us the kind of people we have as lawmakers, because it's unfortunate that some of us at the beginning, that is taken from 2013. Some of us played a vital role in bringing the wicked government, and most of these people passed through us. It passed through us, most of them, and we will take some part of the blame because we just accepted people who just came. But over the period, you would have thought that they would have also learned from where they are and have made improvement. But for them to just have come back from the state of emergency, probably September or October 18th, it has not taken 2 months. So it isn't taking 2 months plus. So what records do they have? They are not the executive branch. So how do they know the man has spent money over or something has gone wrong? Which report do they have? So I think that they're only exposing themselves that they are not alive to their responsibilities. Otherwise, in fact, the fact that they just came back from state of emergency, they should be apologizing to their constituents, telling them, look, we are so sorry, we were out of job for 6 months, they were going to catch up. and be able to have an harmonious relationship with the governor and see how they move things forward. But they just came back and start a new war. You know, for some of us who were at the beginning, we find it difficult to justify any of those things. We find it difficult to justify any claim by anybody because we know that nobody financed the process. Nobody financed the process. We are on TV, so we are not to say where the monies come from. But all of us from the beginning contributed money. All of us from the beginning contributed money. A few of us started it. And Maker Nwuke was the one who was collecting these monies. You know, that ran into millions for us to start the process of putting the state back. Unfortunately, it was hijacked and the entire thing has changed to something else for which anything is wrong. My friend Wike, minister, I would plead with him to lower the bar. Because, you know, our people said when any food gets over-salted, even a good food becomes bad. I think he has played enough. We also have to blame the governor. Because the governor himself had
Chief Elekima,
in the sense that
Chief Elekima
tried to work like a governor.
All right, Chief Elekima, I'm sorry to butt in. Let's just take a little pause. We have a commercial break to go for. When we come back, we'll continue from where we stopped.
Welcome back to Breakfast Central. We're still discussing the high-stake political situation in Rivers State, the power tussle between the House of Assembly and the Governor Siminalayi Fubara. And joining us this morning for this discussion, we have concerned chairman of the concerned Rivers State Elders Forum, Chief Precious Elekima. We also have a former member of the House of Representatives, Ogbonna Nwuke. Thank you for staying with us, gentlemen. I would like to move the conversation to Honorable Nwuke to have his take on this. Honorable Nwuke, during the suspension period of the governor, one would have thought that, you know, there was peace. And in those 6 months, he would have ironed out issues with the members of the State House of Assembly. But lo and behold, when the governor resumed, barely 2 months into his resumption, we're having all this infighting and discrepancies. What do you make of this latest drama? Is it really necessary? And what do you think is really the issues behind it?
Well, I don't imagine that at a time like this, as Rivers people and as Nigerians, that we can say that what is going on is nice. It isn't. It doesn't show how much we appreciate our democracy. It doesn't show how much we understand lessons from the past. And that's what is very worrisome. I want to say here that there's something that doesn't really add up. The fact that those in the State House of Assembly do not understand that they owe their existence in the House, in Parliament, to the people who elected them. So what are the electors thinking? How are the lawmakers relating to their electors? This is the issue. Now, these lawmakers, perhaps in their own opinion, are loyal to the one who apparently claims he bought their funds, who apparently claims he put them together. And so there's some loyalty not to the state. This loyalty perhaps is in the direction of an individual. Now, 6 months after, one will say that perhaps as Rivers people, perhaps as Nigerians, we learned a few lessons because there were arguments then that even though the Constitution recognizes the right, to institute a state of emergency, a governor was not supposed to have been moved from his position. Those were arguments then. And I thought we would have gone past those, because where we are standing now, it is to ensure good governance. It is to ensure that the Rivers people derive benefits from a system, the institutions which ought to serve them. And unfortunately, it's like someone is playing Indians and cowboys, it's not a film. It's unfortunate. But it's like we're playing Indians and cowboys. Now, the rules of engagement, the protocols which bind the relationship between the executive arm and the legislative arm have been thrown to the dogs. Okay, and so you don't even understand in which direction we are pulling. And this is, for me, it's something so painful. I listened to Chief Elekima. It's a good thing we are meeting here after a long while, and I'm glad that he is adding his voice to this. It's like Dracula creating Frankenstein. Now, what we have is a situation where one man says, you are either loyal to me, you either take what I'm saying, or you have no peace. And it's for peaceful, law-abiding Rivers people. This is the worst nightmare that we are facing.
Okay, let's talk about the form. Just to go back to you again, Honorable, the four lawmakers who had initially called for dialogue that have now reversed the course and joined the impeachment drive. What do you think has happened behind the scenes?
I think it's obvious in a state where the rules of engagement are not properly defined. One line of thought simply suggests that they were under threat. And I think that the call that they made, which was for moderation, was welcome. And quite a lot of people want to hold on to that basic intrusion at the time. But knowing the kind of system that operates here in Rivers, the kind of blackmail that is going on, then you will begin to understand why those four people backtracked. Are we not witnesses in this state where, for some reason, some people woke up one morning and said the chief judge lied with his age? Was that not blackmail? So, this is the kind of state that we live in, where the one who shouts loudest is respected. I have never seen this kind of relationship between the executive and the legislature anywhere in this country. That somebody who demanded respect as governor in his time, who understands how institutions of state work, is inspiring or allegedly inspiring boys who assumingly claim to be loyal to him, to disrespect authority, disrespect the rule of law, notwithstanding what the Constitution says about impeachment. If a judicial process has been set in motion, how does it deride, what the Constitution says about the Assembly and the impeachment? Will it not make sense to listen to at least the intervention of the judiciary, rather than ram it down our throat that they've directed the CJ to do this, they've directed the CJ to do that? Where then is the basis of the rule of law? This whole thing is, it's gone beyond reason.
It's quite ironic that we're speaking about lawmakers and who should uphold the law to its highest level. But I'd like to bring Chief Elekima back into the conversation. Now, Chief, I know you don't have a crystal ball in front of you and you're not a soothsayer, but as an experienced person in politics, how do you think this will play out? Do you think it's necessary for the president to intervene again, or we should just leave everything as it is? Let the judiciary take its course, and there shouldn't be any alternative dispute resolution mechanisms. What's the best for the people of Rivers State? What type of intervention?
Well, that
yes.
All the arms are a creation of the Constitution. And the legislative arm who makes the law must obey judiciary. That's the constitution. Now, there is a difference. They are talking about the process of starting an impeachment is different from the impeachment laws. The impeachment laws, you can even say that the governor ate a carrot, so I'm removing him. The court has nothing to do. But to say that the process, did you serve the governor as the law says? Did you take up the processes? Is it within the 7 days? All these processes must be kept. The judiciary has a role to play there to say that you had followed the processes. But what is contained in the impeachment, whatever accusations, even if you say the governor didn't sleep well at night, those are things that, okay, we say that judiciary cannot comment, but for the processes to say step A this way, step B this way, the judiciary has something to say. And so they have to wait and get through that process, and then they can always come back. But let me say something. The governor has to be governor. The governor has to be governor. All these things are happening because of compromises he made from the beginning. How many wrong things did he see and he kept quiet? How much monies that had been stolen that he kept quiet? How many things that were not done and he kept quiet? Because if he was working according to what he swore to, and nobody, he made sure that nobody was spared. If something is wrong, he keeps it. For example, a lot of houses were bought with Rivers money and rebuilt with Rivers money. Where are these houses? Who owns these houses? Who paid for it? Where is the money? How did it come? Nobody's asking questions. There are a lot of things that have gone wrong. NDDC building, who bought it? How? Were you allowed? Civil servants' quarters, who bought? Who did all these things? So the governor came in. So because if he was asking these due questions, if he was going through all these things, I don't think anybody will have the temerity and audacity to treat him like a child. But he compromised. I'm not saying I'm sure, but I believe that he must have made compromises he shouldn't. Because, you know, even in the corporate body, if you do something and people know that you have compromised, they take advantage. So I think that let him, it's not too late, let him sit up and look at into some of these things. For the question to say that whether the president should step in or not, look, you know what Nwuke is doing now is, you know, he's a smart man. He wants them to sit down to say, Governor, all the assemblymen must return so that he will continue his hold on the governor. This whole drama is governor will commit himself that all the assemblymen will return. That is where this war is going to. The first emergency rule was to bring in local government chairmen and board members. This second crisis is to ensure that the governor will hand over the tickets to all the people that they needed. And then what could happen is that he's so sure that we have the assemblymen, they're in charge of it. And this governor, if he comes back, will not have a good sleep again. He will continue this process. But you know one thing about politics? You plan and there is a master planner somewhere. I have cautioned. Nobody knows what is going on. A lot is going to go on between now and 2027. Somebody may plan wrongly. A lot is going on. So this is another ploy for the governor to fall in. I don't think the process of the impeachment notice is right. I don't think this is okay if he is to regular, but let him, please, he shouldn't commit himself to a lot of things. He's now held in his neck again to go and commit themselves. So if he commits himself to one thing, the people who are also committing him should know that he has limitations. He has limitations. If you say that the people must come in APC, what happens if the PDP candidates win them or another party wins them? So the governor has limitations. But I can tell you that 90% of it is once the assemblymen to be assured of their tickets. That's what this drama is all about. For the citizens of Rivers State, they should understand that they need to sit up and reclaim the state. We are lucky that elections is coming. They should be able to sit together and say, is this what we're going to go through again? And be able to choose which assemblyman will represent them. They should be able to choose.
Okay.
We saw how the election processes are. They were right results and they were not right results. But the governor should use his tongue to count his teeth. He should know that this is what they want to do. He's going to walk into a second prison. He's going to walk into a second prison. And that second prison in quote is this assemblyman will be foisted back on him, and then he remains a perpetual prisoner in the hands of his godfather in quotes. You know, we are all not godfathers. Jonathan is not godfather. Peter Odili is not godfather. Nobody godfather. Only one man is a godfather. In the whole process that we all labored, put things together, used our resources, and then we came together to form this place. And somebody has hijacked it and all that. But you know the beauty about this? I keep smiling. I see the people they are parading as supporters. And if you go to Rotimi Amechi's photographs when he was minister, you will see more than 80% of them. If you go to Peter Odili's government, you will see them so much. The same people. So I know that it won't take too long. When the dinner is over and they see that he doesn't have more dinner table place with him, he will also be lamenting that he has put these people in this board, this one is chairman of this board, this one, and they will look at him and walk away. Their characters are the same loyalty to Peter, the same loyalty to Rotimi, the same loyalty to everybody. So it's not new. I'm not jealousing him. I rather pity him because he will soon see reality on ground that these people have also left, and he will be lamenting. So for my position is that let him stop. He should realize where he is now. He has issues in PDP, he has issues in APC. It's not a good signal. He has, a young man, he has put in a little bit mistakes here and there. He has also done some good things here and there. I've always said that we need to sit on a round table to tell ourselves the truth. Look, most of the people who think they're intervening in these things, because they don't know where we are coming from, they are always intervening as if something fantastic. I have said we contributed money. So if myself and him and the Maker Nwuke, Prince Secondus, we are sitting down and we say, okay, Maker, you collected the money from me. We collected this million at this time. We contributed money to start this government, to start this war. Yes. Okay, we can say, okay. You can say, we at that time, we had cars from so-so source. Yes, okay, we had monies from so-so source for the elections. Yes, okay, we set up committee for fundraising. Mr. Ogiri, you were chairman of that fundraising committee. So how much did we raise? Okay, this is what we raised. And we can say, okay, money for elections came this way. John Basia. Yes, you are one of those who collected those monies and you were supposed to even distribute some monies. What happened? We can discuss a lot of these things. It will not be this kind of drama that is going on and somebody is now heaven and earth.
Okay.
It's we sitting down to discuss it. So we know ourselves. We know what transpired. We know what it is. You know, so when you go to Abuja and you say this is drama that somebody built from the foundation to do, it is not true. One day, all these meetings that are holding, let all of us, we can name all of us who were in this thing together. We sit together, we look into ourselves to tell the truth, and we make the peace.
So why?
Because there is a drama somewhere that is not working out.
Chief,
it's not working out. You don't know me, I don't know you. But if Rivers people are sitting down, to me, Peter, everybody is sitting down in one room, we can solve this problem. Because I know you, you know me. You know the roles we have all played. But when somebody from Abuja, somebody from Kogi State is sitting down to judge this matter, as far as it's concerned, one man is the Alpha and Omega. But when we sit together, including the governor, because the governor was not part of all these things, he will hear that, oh, all these stories this man tells me that I am the creator of all is not true. Then he will understand that, okay, we can be loyal to the state.
Chief,
so
we unfortunately, we can't exhaust Chief, we can't exhaust this conversation about Rivers State. You've both made valuable suggestions, and the question is what the key players in this state
the stakeholders
will do if they will take the feedback that you've given. And more importantly, we must all remember that when the two elephants fight, it's the grass that suffers. The Rivers people asked for representation and leadership and not political gimmicks. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time and for your insightful contributions this morning.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.